Trailer Park coming up in 5 minutes. Trailer Park. Less than 5 minutes. There we go. Sounds good.
It's funny, you disabled my chat stream over here. Fresh chat.
You're right, I don't see it. Let me see. There it is.
Okay, I see your YouTube chat post. I tried to post on Insta. That must be because I'm the host. You're not Dos Credibles right now, right?
Yeah, I tried it in Instagram too. Let me try again. Oh, the mic was open for all that on Instagram.
All right, we better just go live then.
Yeah.
I forgot about the countdown.
Now we're officially live.
There was enough suspense, I guess.
Yeah, that was a lot of suspense anyway. Oh yeah, we didn't get a countdown. It's alright. We didn't do the countdown. We were already ready to go. It's already 8:45. It's becoming Dos Incredibles After Dark. Even though it's still light out here. Well, yeah, we thought we'd jump in the show. There's a lot of trailers been dropping. Been swapping. I've been trying to live by your creed of trying to only watch them in the theaters, but it's getting too hard. So I give a theatrical experience at home to try to watch them there. I try not to watch them on my phone, even though I text them out to people. When somebody says it's on there, I run into my office and I look on my screening TV and I watch them there and I turn off the lights to try to simulate that trailer feeling.
It's funny, you do always do that. You send me a trailer immediately, even though you know I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah, I do. It's just like now I'll just let you know that it's actually on there.
Yeah, avoid this.
Yes.
I mean, I do appreciate it, and I like to know, but I like to know that they're there, so I do like the heads up.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I will watch them. Somehow it'll just enter whatever. YouTube will just force me to.
It's hard. I mean, think about what they did with the Super Bowl this year. That's becoming the normal thing. You get a trailer of the trailer, and then say, go watch the rest of it online.
Yeah. Thanks for that.
Oh, Mike, Mike's on the museum now on the phone. I watch him on the phone. There we go. We're going vertical for this. We thought, why not? Just in case we have the phone watchers.
Well, I think we're horizontal on YouTube, we're vertical on Insta.
Oh, okay. Got it.
I guess we could have done. Anyway, we're figuring this out.
Yeah.
We need to decide what shape of a program we want to be. Do we want to be vertical or do we want to be horizontal? We got to decide.
It's freaking geometry, man.
I'm leaning towards vertical, but there's some limitations here, you know.
Yeah. But it's the way of the new world. Like, why? It's just because of the phones. No one really. Do you turn your phone sideways when you're watching content?
What do you mean?
Like when you're watching content on your phone, do you turn it so you can watch it sideways? Horizontal?
I don't even remember. I don't know.
You have to consciously think about that next time.
It's a weird angle.
Because you do watch content. I know you avoid the trailers because you want them in the theaters.
Yeah.
Which is a good rule to live by. I appreciate that.
I think the content is like when you're talking about content. I just really care about the audio.
There you go. That's
know what I
fair.
mean?
Yeah. Mike said, I see channels do both with horizontal for live video and vertical for YouTube Shorts Live. So this is technically YouTube Shorts Live? That's where we are?
No, we're not on YouTube Shorts Live. We're on we're YouTube horizontal,
Right.
and we're vertical on Insta.
And
So
X.
if we want to commit to vertical, we need to do some rebuilding here of the show,
Yeah.
and then we can go YouTube Shorts vertical live all the time.
And then, but they're way more stringent, so we get kicked off there no matter what.
Cool.
But I do see, yeah, we're live on X. You saw that Elon, he put something out there, and just like, what do you call it? And everybody that said Twitter, he's like, you're wrong. It's not Twitter. Twitter's dead.
I still call it Twitter. Nobody calls it X
Yeah.
but him.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is.
I saw one of those Cybertrucks driving. There's a lot of them around the near the studio.
Oh, yeah.
Folks here, they're into the Cybertrucks.
And they're wrapping them now.
Yeah, you can get them in different colors.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
I saw one with a camo wrap. It looked like one of those old Megaforce vehicles. It's just missing some striped rockets. Every time I see a Cybertruck, I'm like, it's not done rendering.
It's almost there. It does. It's the 8-bit truck.
It is.
Oh, man. So there was just a lot of trailers that dropped, and we've been talking about it back and forth, so I thought it'd be a good time to let's go live and let's just talk about them, because some of them put us in a bad state of mind. And some of them are, most of them put us in
Well, what
bad
is a trailer anyway? What is a trailer for?
Right, the trailer, the word, because I grew up watching them, calling them previews, and they called them trailers because...
Who switched it to trailers? Nobody told me.
Yeah, and this whole trailer thing is because they would show the preview after the movie, right? It would trail the movie. That's why they call it a trailer. But when was the last time you saw a trailer after a movie that wasn't a post-credit sneaky thing?
Not since like you get a VHS tape where it would say "stick around after the credits for
that's
the
exactly
special features."
That should be the new. Although I like watching maybe less in the beginning, a few in the beginning, and a few at the end. I definitely don't want to get rid of trailers, but we've been timing it. Alamo's 11 minutes. Cinemark is 27 minutes.
27 minutes, easy.
Before the movie starts, you got 27 minutes of trailers and commercials.
Yeah.
So, but nothing afterwards. And people, I noticed people now, it did train a few people that just sit there and watch the end titles and credits, and they just chill and they watch them. And then they usually leave about halfway through. So they weren't hanging out there for any kind of post-credit sting, which I think is going away, right?
Nobody wants that anymore.
Yeah, I don't think anyone wants that anymore.
Movies should just end like they used to end in the 40s, where it was just like the end and it goes to black.
Yeah, those were
Like,
nice.
bring that back. Put the credits in front.
Yeah, that's what a lot of films used to do as well, right? They'd actually have them in the front.
Yeah.
I actually watched it's because it's Jaws watching season. I'll start watching it here pretty soon. I watch those end credits because they're nice and they're short, and then I always imagine that's Hooper and Brody walking on the beach. You can barely see a figure, and I watch the credits.
Yeah.
Actually, that's in there.
Yeah.
So, but if it's a trailer, we are going to watch it. We had some good ones, and we had some bad. Oh, I just got a tweet. Speaking of that, an X post, whatever the hell you want to call it, for a good time call. 213-788-1211. Should we call it?
What is that? Who sent you that?
Someone named Maxxine Minx.
Oh, let's do it.
You want to call it?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's call it.
Put that up to the speaker.
Yeah, let me get this in
See what's going on.
dial mode.
Actually, if you connect, we can actually plug that in online if we want to. But sure, just pull it up to the mic.
For a good time call. 213-788.
Are you dialing it right now?
Yeah. 1211. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Let's see what this says.
Hello, I will not accept a life I do not deserve.
What?
Was that it? That sounded like Maxxine Minx.
Yeah.
Play that again.
What was that? That was fast.
Yeah.
Let's try that again.
Are you connected to?
I will not accept a life I do not deserve.
I will not accept a life I do not deserve.
That is wild. Should we text it?
Sure.
Let's text this.
We might as well start with that one because this is probably the only one of the movies you're going to talk about here that I'm even remotely excited about.
But we have some funny shit on the other ones, and I'm glad Mike's
Look,
on
I
here.
still haven't had a chance to put this up, but this is still definitely.
Oh yeah. All right, let's text it.
Yeah, let's see what happens when you text it. So yeah, that's promo for Maxxine.
It must be, and it has her headshot. I'm going to say, Maxxine, are you okay? I just called. All right, let's see what she says. So she's not on iMessage. It is a green bubble. How far are you willing to go to help Maxxine Minx? Click the link to sign up for her fan club and let's find out.
Let's sign up.
Oh, let's sign up right now.
We want to be there.
It better not say Ovaltine. Ovaltine? Okay. Oh, add your contact. Oh, we can't show it on camera. Can we? I can kind of show it, right? So get rid of that glare.
Hold it up to your face. And the camera's the other way.
It's on the side.
I didn't plug in the close-up camera. So
No, it's all right.
All right.
I'm going to sign up.
All right, sure, that's fair enough.
I mean, I'm giving her my phone number.
I mean, yeah, for sure. You want Mia Goth to have your phone number.
Fuck yeah. Gonna put my birthday in here. It's asking where we are. Email, gender, accept. Oh, it wants the year. Gen X, baby. She's Gen X.
Yeah, technically, right?
Yeah.
So,
oh, yeah, here we go. Tell your friends, Maxxine Minx. Welcome. Oh, she sent me a heart.
What is that?
That's my text noise.
Oh.
My notification. She sent me a heart. Let's see. Welcome to the official Maxxine Minx fan club. Save us to your contacts and stay tuned for updates. You'll make her a star, and she will return the favor. So I got to put her in my contacts. Okay. Yeah, there she is. Oh my God, dude! You see that?
Oh wow! You got Max. That's great.
Yeah.
So she'll send you promo text. That's great. Great viral marketing by
Yeah. Maxxine Minx is in the Wyatt 6, confirmed. I love it. All right, create a new contact. All right, she's in. Oh, and that made the TV go. Shit's about to get wild. I will never delete this contact ever again.
Why would you?
This is incredible. Wait, I wonder if she's going to FaceTime me.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. All right, but yeah. That's very cool. I didn't know that was unplanned. We didn't even know we were going to do that. But here we are. She is an official contact. But yeah, let's talk about. I mean, that was the best. That was the trailer of the week in our trailer park. Your reaction? You loved it, as did I.
Yeah, it's basically pornography for me.
Yeah.
The one shot where blood splatters on a
tapes?
stack of VHS tapes. Yeah. I mean, that's it, man. I'm done.
Mike, did you watch that yet? Did you watch the Maxxine trailer? It's definitely worth you going out there and checking out. It was definitely by far the trailer to beat. That was the trilogy that we didn't know we needed in a time where IP fatigue is just unreal. Like the IP fatigue is real. Like we were talking about that. I was like, I can't think of the last time I went to the theater and enjoyed something that was based on an IP, except the first Omen.
Yeah.
Was the only one that I truly, truly did enjoy this year.
I heard that was really good, but it didn't do very well. Lots of people love that one.
It was it's a tough, You almost have to be into the. It had that giallo feel, right? Because I mean, you're watching a horror movie that was basically '60s Italy. So, but I liked that period. I think that's. I'm sorry, '70s Italy. I like that feel, though. I mean, that's the scariest time for films. I mean, don't get me wrong. The '80s has a warm spot for me, but like the '70s is actually what truly terrified me.
All the cigarette smoking makes things creepier.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to Maxxxine. I think that this is probably the movie I'm looking forward to the most right now. Low key horror trilogy from A24. Like this is just great conceptualizing by Ty West. You know.
Yeah.
Setting it in 3 different time periods, you know, this like super long epic story. Like I think like what was it? X, the first one, X, was definitely like, you know, I felt like that was definitely an homage to like Texas Chainsaw, right?
Yeah,
that's
easily,
where we were living there. Pearl felt a lot like what if Wizard of Oz was a horror movie.
Right. Yeah. That's a really good way to put it.
Which to some people it might be already. I think some people find it terrifying, the monkeys and all that stuff. And then Maxxxine closing it down in the 80s with, I just feel the trailers don't reveal too much, which I really really like.
Yeah.
It sounds like he might be taking a cue from Tarantino and doing a little of history revamping. Good. I feel like they're talking about what is the Night Stalker? The
Night Stalker, yep,
is in this one. That's great. I could see them totally doing that because why not? Why not do that? Like we know how things work. Why do you have to do what? How are you going to catch us by surprise unless you change history?
Yes,
it's a movie. Might as well.
Yeah, I mean, you said now, and QT kind of opened that wide open. But you are right. I mean, I feel like that trailer, we saw so much, yet we still don't know what the film is truly about, other than, you know, the same thing that we've been seeing throughout the trilogy is she wants to be a star.
Yes.
You know, whether it's Pearl, you know, or Maxxxine in X, she wants to be a star, and she's willing to do anything for it. And that was great, because, like, do you know, like, the gist of the story?
What story?
Of Maxxxine?
No, I don't want to know.
Yeah, and that's what that made that trailer so good.
Yeah,
like we have no idea other than it showed us enough, and what we saw. Great casting too, like great casting.
Yeah,
that's always sometimes you need to do is like show the actors in the role they're going to be in 1 second, no dialogue, just show their reaction shots. That was enough for me.
Bobby Cannavale and Kevin Bacon. I mean, I think it's 2 solid choices there.
Yeah.
And Mia Goth is great. Like I right now, she's sort of in Scream Queen territory. That's sort of her main jam.
Right.
But I mean, she's gonna be huge. She's gonna be even huger.
And it's kind of interesting that they're downplaying. Didn't she like mafia kick somebody in the throat on set when she stayed in? And people completely forgot about that.
I mean, you got to give actors a break. It's a hard job.
Yeah.
If they kick you in the throat, you just respect it.
As long as the camera's still going.
Yeah.
I mean, we know that. I mean,
we've all created this societal rule that says actors can just do whatever they want.
Yeah.
That's.
But yeah, so you named Bobby Cannavale, Kevin Bacon, but we have Halsey in it, Giancarlo Esposito, Lily Collins is in it, Michelle Moynihan's in it. I mean, this is a pretty solid cast.
Yeah.
And you know it's going to be a good movie when one of the actresses doesn't have a name. It just says Hooker. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Let's see what you got. Mm-hmm. But I am glad that they're going to... I mean, I think he's going to close out his story. I know there was a rumor of a 4th one. Don't do it. I was actually thinking, stop doing trilogies. Sometimes things are just a beginning and an end. Stop doing... But this one is an exception. Do as many as you want. But I would love to see what else he can do. And with the IP fatigue, I think that we're all feeling, don't give him something that we know. Just do something like that again.
Well, look, I mean, even directors are feeling the IP fatigue. Look, Adam Wingard walked away from Godzilla.
Yeah.
He didn't want to do it. I mean, he was up for it, but said, no, I got to wait. But instead, he's going to A24 to go make whatever genre movie he wants to make. and I'm sure it'll be great. You know, him coming up on genre movies. Godzilla did well enough for him to just say, "Look, I'm gonna just take my accolades for this." Made a $500 million movie, maybe more. You know, and it's a hit, it's a huge hit. And I'm gonna go to A24 and make a little movie real quick.
Yeah.
Because you need that street cred. You need street cred, because as a director, you got to have actors that want to work with you.
Yeah.
Because they're crazy.
Because they're a little crazy.
So they've got to. They've got to trust you, so they can let loose their crazy in your movie.
Yeah. Good crazy. Keep that focus crazy.
Yeah.
Mike brought up a good point too, that Maxxxine has the widest appeal of all three.
Oh yeah, probably for sure.
Right, because we know that Pearl was a very unique experience. Like you said, if Wizard of Oz was a horror movie, X might have actually just straight up scared people off.
Yeah, I think X was a solidly executed genre movie, but it like existed in the genre tropes. You
Yes.
know, this feels like, this gives me the vibes of 10 to Midnight. You remember 10 to Midnight?
Oh yeah, I do remember 10 to Midnight.
It's got that just super 80s, and you know we're not done with the 80s yet.
No.
People have moved on to the 90s now, and everything is a 90s trope.
No, we're not done yet.
But we're not done. So I don't know. I feel really good about it. I think people are gonna. I'm definitely gonna be there opening night. And so we got that preview thing that's happening here in a few weeks, so we'll see what they do.
Yeah, that's going to be dope, because I am looking forward to seeing X again on the big screen.
So, yeah, we'll see, man.
Oh,
like,
man,
but this
10 to Midnight. Good cut.
10 to
Sexually
Midnight.
confused serial killer stalking co-eds. The killer has Charlie stumped. Along with a new partner, he stalks the streets looking for Mr. Goodbar. Damn. American neo-noir thriller horror film. Great cut.
10 to Midnight's great. I mean, all that. I love all that Charles Bronson canon stuff, you know?
Yeah. So good.
But remember, the big gimmick was he would strip down to his underwear so he wouldn't get blood on his, pleather jacket.
That's right. Oh, yeah, there it is right there. Oh, man, I remember that scene. Watching it way too young. Perfect.
I love that stuff. 10 to Midnight. So it's got that kind of a vibe. It just feels like that to me. But, you know.
Mike talked about having that trauma vibe too, which is right, you know, because they always had that, the grimy city feel. That's so, some people some people go to New York and like Times Square is too clean. They want like glory holes and peep shows. Mm-hmm. Like, it's like, this is too clean.
Right.
Now, it doesn't smell clean. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
But, compared to what it used to be.
Is it just urine everywhere?
I mean, it's more like weed and garbage.
Weed and garbage?
Weed and garbage.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Because, yeah, for obvious reasons. But, yeah, Maxxxine is going to be the 4th of July movie. What a wild summer movie season. We didn't really get a big hit like we normally do to kick off May. Right? We got Fall Guy. And usually the next big one, and I told you there's always something that stumbles in May. It was Furiosa. That was the May stumble. I think people, you also have the June DC drop that's not happening. So then the next big weekend is usually the 4th of July. And it's going to be Minions versus Maxxxine. Can we have some kind of Barbenheimer with Maxxxine and Minions?
I don't think there's enough crossover appeal there, but I mean, maybe. What? Wait a minute. So I've completely missed this because you didn't see it last week. So your Furiosa, what'd you think?
I loved it. I don't know where people got the heat with it.
I don't think anybody has heat with it. Just people didn't want to go.
I don't know. I don't understand. It felt exactly like a George Miller Mad Max movie. It did not feel like it.
Yeah.
I was really confused. And you had people like walking out, and you said people were just taken aback. I think a lot, people were afraid to edit his stuff.
Right. Because they didn't know, because he's like a mad genius. He doesn't even write a script.
Right. So
he just makes a movie straight from his head, right off the dome.
Yeah.
Like a rapper.
That's unreal. That's so good. So they're afraid to edit it. So I think maybe the length. What was interesting, though, we really didn't get, her She was in it was a flashback for like the first hour.
Yeah.
And it was so subtle when Anya Taylor-Joy took over that role.
Right.
That I don't know when it happened.
Right, because it happens under a mask.
Yeah. That was great. Like a very simple little trick that actually worked, because all of a sudden you're like, oh, wait, it's her now.
Yeah.
Because I was like, she's been a kid for a long time. But her mom was dope. Mm-hmm. Her mom was so dope. And you know, what is that, you as a filmmaker, you're going to have to tell me this, because the only time I ever really remember seeing this is in part 2, you know, Mad Max the Road Warrior, when the wildling threw the boomerang and chopped off the guy's fingers. But you know how, like, all of a sudden the camera quickly speeds up and then slows down? Mm-hmm. It happened like with the mom a bunch of times. What is that? That's something that he does, because it's always in the Mad Max movies.
I mean, I think it's just undercranking. You know, basically, like when you want slow motion, you overcrank. When you want fast motion, you undercrank.
Oh, okay.
It's just shooting more frames or less frames at a time.
You know what I'm talking about, though, when he chopped off the fingers?
Yeah, on the boomerang. I remember that. I didn't notice it in Furiosa. But
yeah, with the mom, it was every time she went there for the snipe, it was just like, whoop, and then she just went and did the snipe.
Yeah.
But her mom was so dope. I mean, so I had no problem with that, but it almost felt like a 2-part movie.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
I mean, it was definitely not paced or structured like a commercial blockbuster.
No.
It had a weird feeling, and I think I was like, again, I had no problem with it, but I saw like some folks did have issues with it, and I there was a few things I was like, I feel like maybe we could have taken 10 seconds or a little bit and kind of explained sort of the hierarchy of the wasteland.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a Lord of the Rings type voiceover that's just like the three
Yes.
fortresses of the wasteland, or the Bullet Farm, and Gastown, and what's the other one called? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just to explain that there was these three sort of like competing factions to get that sort of geography down, you know?
Oh, man, the way Conan did it, too, when he was just sitting on the throne and they were doing that.
Something like that would have
Yeah,
been
I
good.
would have liked to have seen
And then,
that.
because it's like, the thing, it was weird because, like, in Fury Road, it's basically one drive to Gastown. That's the whole movie. And then in this movie, they're just driving to Gastown every day. it's just like a commute. And it's just like, okay, so this is a regular thing. This isn't like a special ride. Obviously, it is, because it's dangerous in the wasteland.
Right.
But it was just like, I think that little explainer at the beginning could have maybe like drawn some people in. So they're just like, what is going on again?
Yeah.
And then it was funny that we had sort of like, you know, great value Mad Max in there. And he's not great value. I mean, he's Kirkland brand for sure.
Right.
But like, it was definitely another Mad Max.
What was his name? He had a great name,
It was like
too.
Proletariat Jack or something.
Yeah. He had a great name.
But like, we had him in there, and that's fine. But he was kind of like a Max stand-in, wasn't he?
He does, yeah. Actually, when he first came on the screen, I was like, wait, are they somehow including Mad Max? I was like, but that's not possible. Yeah, Praetorian Jack.
Praetorian Jack.
Yeah. Dementis, he has the great names.
But like, so he's in it, and he's just sort of he's a great character.
Yeah.
I love that he was in it. But he's like a Mad Max variant, and I'm just kind of like, well, that's fine. But why not Mad Max then?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Or why not a different gimmick? He had everything down to the shoulder pads in there, you know?
He had everything. He looked like
and the boomstick. Like he had everything. So I'm just like, what? Well, I'm fine with that, but you know, it's kind of like George Miller has that Sam Raimi kind of logic where things just overlap and reboot, and you know what I mean. We don't care about continuity. And again, fine. Maybe don't give him the exact same Mad Max outfit and the same Mad Max gun.
Yeah, it could have been a little different.
I don't know, but. Again, I think it's a bummer that this bombed, because we're not going to get part 3.
Yeah, I'm really bummed about that.
I would have loved to see
I want more.
The ultimate team up where we get Max back finally, We get Max, Furiosa,
Yeah.
and Mel Gibson Max. Bring them all back.
Old man Max, I take my money right now. I think we've gone full circle as a society. I think we're ready for Mel Gibson. Old man Max would be phenomenal. It would be so good.
Because I don't believe. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what George Miller says. He's wrong. That's not Max in Fury Road. That's the feral kid grown up.
Dude, if they did that, that would be so epic if they did that.
It's not Max. There's just no way it is.
Can you imagine if they did that? Oh, if Max somehow came on the screen and they had that reveal right there.
Yeah.
I mean, that would make you gasp in the theater.
That's Avengers, Captain America picking up the hammer.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like, and we're robbed of that. And the thing is, I think that just because it sucks because it wasn't really what did this movie in, what did Furiosa in, is the fact that George Miller does not have commercial filmmaking sense. And there's nothing wrong with that. He's an artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But somebody wasn't there to sort of like guide it and say, if Charlize was in this, people are going to jump on that pretty quick. Like, they already know, they're comfortable with Charlize. She was the character in the last. Like, I feel like they could have just had her for the third act of the movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, they totally could have done that.
Like, just do that. And that shit gets weird. Actors' contracts and agents and fees and whatever it is people do. But if you had the young girl, Act 1, Anya Taylor-Joy, Act 2, and then Charlize for Act 3, perfect. And I think you could have had Charlize in the trailer, and that would have drawn people in. Because, again, I said this last week, it's just like, it's audience confusion, man. They didn't understand what was going on. Why is Furiosa recast? We just saw her, and we still like Charlize.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember the answer for that, like the studio answer. I guess I don't even know if it was ever announced publicly why that was done.
And Charlize Theron is like 6 feet tall.
Yeah, she's
Anya Taylor-Joy is 90 pounds. It's just like it's not the same.
Yeah.
It's just it feels like you didn't need to recast, or the recast doesn't work. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of money left on the table, unfortunately.
A lot, and everybody was great in this movie. Chris Hemsworth, some of his best work.
Oh yeah,
Villain Max, that would have been dope. So you get to the Wasteland trilogy, Part 3. Mad Max is finally, he's got his own town, or maybe he's got his own band of marauders by this time now. So it's just like now he's gonna take over Gastown or whatever.
Man,
I think there's just a lot to do, but I do not for a second believe that Tom Hardy was playing Max.
I love that
I don't
idea. I don't
care what George Miller says. He's wrong. He's lying to us. That was probably deep in the arsenal for a huge reveal later. You know?
Yeah, because what was going to be the next one?
Because someone said I have not.
Mad Max: The Wasteland. That's going to be the next one.
I have not confirmed this, but someone said if you look in Fury Road, there's a scene, whatever scene where Max is scooping up his stuff or whatever, he has the boomerang still.
Really?
Yeah. So you can see it. That was probably planned. And he doesn't act the same. You know? It just makes more sense. And I think that was probably always there, and we were saving it for like a huge reveal.
Emil Minty played the feral kid. That's so wild. That stuck out to me so much in my head as a kid, that if you all of a sudden made that Tom Hardy was him, I would be a massive pop. When was the last time you watched Beyond Thunderdome?
Not recently. I watched Road Warrior just recently, but Thunderdome is one of those movies where it's like the first half is good. It's like two different movies. It's a lot like Furiosa. The first half is one movie, and then it gets to the kids, and it's a different movie.
So George Miller did them all, right? There's nobody that...
He did them all, but like apparently for Thunderdome, his partner died. He had a partner that helped him with the first two, and his partner died, and he was kind of depressed for the third one, and actually had like someone else kind of step in. That's what I've heard.
Is that why he just wanted to do something different? So he did Happy Feet. That's what actually got him back.
He did Babe.
Babe, Pig in the City.
Yeah.
Witches of Eastwick. Just your average horny little devil. Man. Yeah, I'm really bummed out at it because I was very happy with that movie. I had, like I said, other than like I was trying to figure out, I was like, could you cut a little bit? But I'm always trying to get things under 2 hours because I feel like we can do more double features.
It could have, you could have trimmed it. I mean, it needed a little trim. It was not, didn't need to be, how long was it? 2.5 hours?
Yeah, 2.5 hours.
It didn't need to be, look, 120 minutes is solid.
Yeah.
Right there is prime movie. I'll give you an extra 10 minutes if you're an epic, but like 120 minutes.
That's the sweet spot. I agree.
Sweet spot.
Yeah. If you're a horror movie, you get 90 minutes. Anything else, you can go
90 minutes and under for a horror.
Or comedy.
For an epic, you get 220, 225, maybe 230. We'll let it slide. But like, just doesn't need to be. I don't know what is possessing people to make these movies so long. And what's funny is, if you watch, I told you I got that 4K of Aliens.
Oh, yes.
And I told you it's really weird to watch because it's so bright. And I always remember that movie being dark and muddy. But every frame of it is just so bright and you can see everything happening. But you remember it being one of the greatest action epics ever, right?
Right.
Like, just like overwhelming. It's just one of those movies that overwhelmed you. It was like the Fury Road of its time. You watch it now and it feels slow. The cuts feel slow. The story moves slow. But like every scene is valuable and everything works, but it's just not cut as fast.
And it makes you wonder, just like, is that because our brains have been rewired for how movies are?
I think so, yeah.
Because, I mean, you feel that. I mean, you can even feel that with, like, I think, A New Hope, right? When people feel that compared to, like, the prequel, people are like, that original trilogy, that's trash compared to the prequel trilogy. And they're cut very differently.
Very much so.
They're cut very differently. So I can totally see that with Alien being, in space, no one hears you scream. That was another one people were screaming in the movie theaters.
Yeah.
Right? And that, that's next in our trailer park because I actually saw that on the big screen during Furiosa. What were your thoughts on that? Because I got to be honest, the last Alien movie I can think of was the one with Danny McBride back in 2017. With all the Prometheus and that kind of... Now, talk about brand confusion. Prometheus with Alien completely confuses the crap out of me. Like, what lies where? So this one is going to be something, like you said, that takes place between Alien and Aliens.
I mean, that's what I heard. I can't confirm, but yeah, that's what I heard. Obviously,
I love Fede, right? How do you say his name? Fede? Fede?
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be probably the dream come true movie after doing... His Evil Dead was good. I mean, and that casting of that girl's her face right there. I mean, there was a lot of good stuff in the trailer. But are you excited about it? Like, do we know it's coming? Like, do we know what to expect? I don't even know.
I don't care.
You're not even...
I don't care about another Alien movie. It's fine. I'm sure. I bet it'll be fine. I don't know, but I don't care. We've seen Alien 100 times. There's a show coming out too. I just don't care.
Do you think it's coming out in August, so it's got a safer play for making some box office, but
just go straight to streaming
I was going to say, do you think people are going to go see this in the theaters?
I don't think so. I don't really think so. Nobody cares about Alien but us dorks, and I don't even care. Like, no one wants to go see a remake or reboot or whatever this is of an old movie, which was a hit years and years ago.
Well, I think this one is because it was anointed, right? It's got Dan O'Bannon, who wrote for Aliens and wrote Return of the Living Dead. He's going to actually he's one of the writers on there, and it's got...
Who is?
Dan O'Bannon.
In this?
Yeah, he's a writer.
No, he is dead.
He's getting a writing credit.
Well, he created Alien.
Oh, that's why, because he's getting the creation. Okay.
But no, he is...
Oh, yeah, he died in 2009.
He is bird food long ago.
Oh, yeah, man. But it's getting the Ridley Scott blessing. Do you think that's going to make a difference. It didn't make a difference when James Cameron got the rights back to Terminator and gave that blessing.
I don't think it's going to make a bit of difference. It doesn't matter. All that means is he gets a check.
Yeah.
I think I could not care any less about this movie. I don't really. I'll go see it because I'm already beyond breaking my programming to not go to the opening week movie. But I don't care. And I don't think many people care. Like, the trailer's not even, like, getting a lot of clicks.
No. Well, here's a prequel about Guitar Hero would have sold better. I can see that. Here's what's interesting.
If you watch that, he's actually playing the toilet.
Oh, really?
The guitar's a toilet bowl.
Oh, for Furiosa. Yeah, I didn't notice that's what he was playing. I did see his little quick cameo in there. But riddle me this. So think about this. So pretty much I think everybody didn't care about Predator either. And then Prey broke Hulu on how good it was.
Okay, I'll give you that. But that was definitely a complete re-envisioning of Predator.
Yeah.
This is another ship, another space flight with an alien on it. This is basically the same thing we've seen 5 times. Predator took the Predator and put him Predator versus Indians. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
Predator in the Badlands is coming up next. Completely different. They're going to do the same thing. Another timeline. Another everything.
Well, that's probably going to be terrible because you said it right there. They're going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
That's a terrible idea. Someone pitched online that they should do Predator versus Samurai. So that sounded great.
Oh yeah.
But no, I just this just feels like the same thing again. It's just, and it's like there's instead of one face hugger, there's 100 face huggers. You know what I mean? And now Fede Alvarez Ridley Scott was not a horror director, and he's never been. Now Fede Alvarez is a horror director, so he's going to definitely push it on the horror. So you're going to see the alien probe go into somebody's mouth, and it's going to be super gross.
Yeah, you saw that in the preview. You saw that side hug, and I mean, like Mike said, that did look cool the way that they had. But
look, the first time people saw Alien, they flipped because of the entire concept of an alien lays an egg in your mouth and bursts out of your chest. That freaked people out. Now, I mean, we're 40 years away from that. Alien was 45 years ago.
Yeah, 1979, man.
What if I told you, we're going to reboot The Wizard of Oz?
Oof.
It's basically the same thing. It's like, it's just reheated leftovers with Italian seasoning on top. You know what I mean? It's just like, and it's probably not going to be a bad movie. I'm sure it'll be fine. These are competent filmmakers and competent directors, whatever, but just like put the IPs away. Give us a break. Make one. I don't know. I don't even know how often, but I just don't care at all.
You're not wrong about these not being bad movies, but like you just said, we go to the theaters to be moved, and it's really hard to be moved when you're doing the same thing over and over again. You're not right. It's just like you need a new trick.
Yeah.
So I can totally appreciate that. I mean, I'll go see it, but I mean, I haven't. The brand confusion for me is huge on Aliens, and as far as like the lure, I don't even know where this lies. Like, I have no idea. But I think, did you like the Prometheus movies?
No and no.
They confused the crap out of me of where they were.
It was, again, Prometheus felt like he was trying to do something that it didn't really go all the way in on. And then the one after that just felt like another Alien movie. Yeah. Just like by the numbers.
Yep.
So no, I don't care. I don't care about the backstory of Weyland-Yutani. I don't care about why they want to say, why they want to harvest these aliens. Yeah, I don't care about another ship full of random people stalked by aliens with acid blood, and I can't believe I'm saying that because it is. Just keep giving us the same stuff, and I'm bored of it.
Yeah, well, I mean, the box office is showing that you're not the only one. It's been a rough summer, and I don't see it turning the corner yet. You were talking about remaking The Wizard of Oz. I guess they're kind of doing that, right? That was the other trailer I saw in there is Wicked, which obviously played, it's been playing New York. I think it's on its 20th year. But then they have the film. The biggest thing that stuck out to me in this film, I was like, they turned Glenda the Good Witch into a heel?
Who?
Glenda the Good Witch turned into a heel. Like, she's the good witch. She's literally the good witch. She says it in her, the wicked witch of the west is the bad witch. The wicked witch of the east, bro. Grow up. She's a heel in that movie. Like, she was so unlikable.
So is that the premise?
I guess that's the premise.
Have you not seen the play?
No, I did not see the play. I did not see the play, but all I know, so that trailer was kind of fresh to me, and I'm like, wait a minute. So they're trying to say the wicked witch of the west was scammed and conned into being the heel, because they're like, this town like needs a good heel, basically. And then Glenda was being a bitch to her like the entire film, and then all of a sudden she'd be like, you're cool, you get the bubble. Like, what? So this kind of turned it on its head for me. I have no idea what to expect. Did you see it, that trailer?
I've seen the trailers, but I thought it was just like, well, I knew it was like a Wizard of Oz prequel. With songs, they always had songs. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, Cats didn't convert to film well, so I don't know if this is going to convert to film well either.
Are people excited about it? I don't even know.
I mean, it's a Thanksgiving movie, which was the right play. They kept it away from summer. That was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just think everybody's sensibilities in 2024 are completely different. And I don't know. You just grew up as who's the heel and who's the baby face.
Like I said, I think that whole point of Wicked is from the POV of the Wicked Witch. I mean, I get it. That's cool.
Yeah.
So we're going to say that we're going to babyface the Wicked Witch and say she was tricked.
Yeah.
Also, he suggested Predator versus RoboCop.
That would be dope.
I don't have an issue with. I would be okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would totally be okay. We were always promised that RoboCop versus Terminator. That never happened. I think it happened in the comics.
The comic was great.
Yeah, the comic was really good.
It was like RoboCop versus Skynet. It was really good.
Yeah. Oh man, that would be really good.
But I don't know. I mean, look, I'm not the target audience for Wicked.
I don't know. Yeah. No,
and like, I'm not really a huge fan of musicals. I didn't really see the last few, so I probably won't see this until it's on TNT on a Sunday afternoon. So
during the holidays, when the TV is running.
I mean, maybe. I just like the last time I put on a musical during the holidays, it was like 10 minutes into it. We were like, no, turn this off. Put Lethal Weapon back on. But I don't know.
What was the last musical that you watched that you liked? Grease?
I mean, I saw Grease 30 years ago, so who knows? But like, I mean, I don't know. I can't think of one. I don't know.
The Ryan Reynolds Christmas with Will Smith.
That was the one which I could not stand.
That's the one you said put Lethal Weapon back on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. Mike's saying all these Broadway movies are terrible, but I told you when I was walking down Broadway, all the Broadway shows are old movies, and now the Broadway shows are becoming movies.
Right.
It's like the system is feeding into it. And look, it was great when it was Evil Dead, the play, because nobody expected that. People are like, how in the world are they even going to do that? It was completely unexpected. But then some of these, you're like, okay. I mean, I guess. But I don't know. I didn't go see Back to the Future. What's up, B Rose? How's it going, man? Yeah, we got to see you. We're back at it.
I am the commander.
We do have to talk to B Rose because he likes. He's a musical guy. He's into it. And you just got out of Garfield, which I did not see. B Rose, did you see the trailer to Wicked? We were trying to figure out why they turned Glenda into a heel and the Wicked Witch into a baby face, and if that was by design. But I did not go see Back to the Future, which was the only one that I was considering doing after I did The Shark is Broken, because that was not music. That was just an hour spoken word show. So I was okay with that.
Not bad.
Okay, yeah, it is the basis of the show. But
how is Chris Pratt as Garfield? That seems a weird casting to me.
Yeah, the whole Garfield versus and Garfield edged out Furiosa, but they've been neck and neck. But neither one of them. There, I read an interesting article in one of the Hollywood rags, Hollywood dirt sheets, if you will, and they were just talking about how delusional Hollywood has been with all these movies, the way they've been releasing them for the past 2 months, and they said it all comes down to, the pandy broke the movie industry, completely broke it, and then it tried to start healing itself, and then they broke it again with the strikes, and they still haven't been able to repair it. Garfield's pretty basic, Minions like, but hey, the kids loved it. All right. Can appreciate that. But they said that you break something twice, can you repair it? And I think that's where we're at with the movie industry as a whole. Like, people are like, look, they've been talking about it for years, how nervous they were, like, how do they survive it? But now we're actually in it where people are really, truly nervous. I don't know. They must have had some breakout sessions at CinemaCon a few weeks ago talking about this, right?
Yeah.
Like, how do we fix this? How do we get people to actually go? Tell them it's cool. Take your phones out. Record it. We don't care. Just come show up.
No, don't do that. That's definitely not going to help. That's just going to make people want to go less.
Yeah.
I think that we're going to have to come. It's a come to Jesus moment now. We're going to have to decide whether they really want this to go on or not. Because the way it's set up now, basically the studios and the exhibitors are in competition of each other.
Yeah.
There's no mutual agreements going on. So the studios are more than happy to just go straight to video or whatever, video as fast as they can and start selling it, and not have to deal with cutting in the movie theaters. You know what I mean?
Right.
And in movie theaters, it's a lot of work. They don't even get much of the money the first few weeks of the release, and they're basically those are popcorn stores for the most part.
Popcorn.
And the tickets have gotten so expensive. What is it, $15, $20 for a ticket in that realm? So it's gonna the only way this is gonna work out, we're gonna have to decide whether we're gonna let movie studios own movie theaters, because right now there's a law that separates that because of monopoly, and it was a good law. But I don't know that it makes sense anymore.
It might not make sense. It was for a different time.
It's for a different time.
Yeah, I don't know if it works anymore.
I just think now the way they are now set up, just to be sort of competing with each other and not having the same interests, it's just not going to work out. And look, like even Alamo, like the best theater chain in the country, is struggling for sale. But I think that if studios owned their theaters, they can try and build events out of their movies. You know what I mean? The thing is like streaming really has destroyed everything. Streaming has devalued a movie.
It destroyed itself in a way.
Yep.
They're eating each other.
Well, I mean, but it's destroying what a movie is. A movie has no value because of streaming.
Very true.
It used to be, and even now, you still see that Madam Web was the most trashed movie of the year. It hits Netflix, it's number one. Why? Because just the fact that it went to the theater and took a beating or whatever, it still gives it more street cred than whatever random movie pops on Netflix.
Yes, you're right.
You know what I mean?
Wow, yeah. Wow, good call, man.
It just, like, I saw this movie the other day. Let me pull up the thing real quick. I saw The Hitman. You know The Hitman?
Oh, yeah. Yep. You tell me about it.
It's the new Linklater movie.
Yep.
It's for the most part, it's a romantic comedy. Here, let me pull up the thing in case you don't know what I'm talking about, kids. It's Hitman. Now, I think this drops on Netflix tomorrow. It is, for the most part, it's a romantic comedy. Right?
Yep.
But it's done by Linklater, who's somewhat of an artsy-fartsy director, right? He's definitely not a commercial director.
Right.
He did this movie, and for whatever reason, a studio is not going to make it. Only Netflix is going to make it. I don't know why that is. I don't know. I went and saw it at the theater, even though I'm kind of like now I'm kind of in the headspace now where I don't want to give Netflix theater money, but I guess it's good for the theaters.
Netflix could be the one that saves theaters if they buy iPick like they talked about.
I mean, that could be something. I mean, it would help add some value to their movies. Mm-hmm. But so it's like it's a kind of like a romantic comedy, and then about 2/3 of the way through it, it swerves on you, and you're like, because I was kind of like, I went to the Late Show and I was halfway through it. I was like, I was getting sort of to that mode where it's like, okay, I see where this is going. Maybe I can just go home early and catch the rest on Netflix eventually. And you know, it was just like by all measures, it was building to a great romantic comedy ending, and then it swerves you, and it does something else, and you're just kind of like, what's happening? And like, it wraps up really well, and you're just like, oh, well, that was really charming. I'm glad that it subverted my expectations like that. That's a really pleasing experience. And if this was like like an actual movie release in the theater, they could have spun this into like something really enjoyable and unique for the audience, you know?
Yeah.
Instead, it's going to go to Netflix just to die. Not to die. I'm sure people will watch it and people will have fond memories of it, but the dude who's in it, he just did this, and he just did another romantic comedy, Anywhere But You or something with Sydney Sweeney.
Oh, with Sydney Sweeney, yeah.
And he said it's like, if the movies don't go to the theaters, they don't affect the culture.
Yeah.
And like that movie, I didn't see it, but it's probably, it looks like it's, again, a standard romantic comedy. And I haven't seen, I don't know how it ends or how it goes. But I wanted to watch it, but I bet that it's pretty predictable. This movie is not predictable, at least once you get about halfway through it. But because of that, I think like somebody would have tried to make Linklater change it, you know?
Yeah.
And said, no, that's not how romantic comedies go. You can't just end it like that, or you can't go in that direction. And I was like, well, why not? So it's just like, it was a really good experience for me, and I think like in the theater, people would have enjoyed being swerved like that, you know?
Yeah.
Instead, they're only willing to put out the most bland, mainstream, predictable content, movie style content in the theaters.
And it plays to empty theaters.
And it's sad, you know, because it's just like, it used to be a thing where it's like a movie comes out and people are like, have you seen it? You know?
Yeah.
Oh, you got to go see it. You haven't seen it, you should see it. It's really good. It's a good experience. And, you know, enjoying that movie in the theater was an experience. And now there's just no value in that. It's just like, I'll watch it on Netflix when it hits or whatever. And, you know, while I do laundry, I'll have it on.
When was the last time you watched a movie, not a series, on Netflix?
Oh, I don't really watch many series. Like,
Oh, you don't?
No, I mean, yeah, it's hard for me to really get sold on a series. I mean, yeah, I was watching, what did I watch? I watched Madam Web, which is, again, I just had to
I'm a fan.
see what the deal was.
I'm a fan.
I can see why you like it.
I like the campness. That was so bad it's good kind of feel.
I don't think it was in the so bad it's good category, but I mean, it was definitely enjoyably bad.
Yeah.
But it was, you know, it was whatever.
I just have trouble on these streaming things. When I go to any streaming service, I'll watch a series, unless it's a movie that like jumps out, like I gotta see it. Like I'm gonna watch Argyle because Apple TV literally just force fed it to me. It's like the first thing that popped up, and I'm like, well, I still haven't even seen that.
Yeah.
You know, but like you said, it has cred with me because it was like, oh, I'm surprised Apple TV is just kind of giving this one away. So it's just like, okay, I'll watch. I still haven't watched it, but on it. But I don't know, man. Maybe the route to go is like what B Rose is saying. Well, Mike says, you know, maybe sending AI to the movies. That could work. But think about this. What about comedy clubs where the tickets are free, but you got a 2-drink minimum? What if Netflix owns the theaters and they go there and you go to watch a Stranger Things marathon for free? You can watch it at home, yeah, but we'll come watch it with us. We got these good drinks. Just buy 2 of them. I don't know if that helps it or hurts it.
That doesn't appeal to me either.
No.
No. I have no interest in watching TV at the movie theater.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Stranger Things is different because I think Stranger Things is theatrical. But it would have to be an event series like that, which are few and far between, right? You can't just say, hey, go watch Physical 100, the Korean strongman show in the theater. I don't think people are going to do that. But if it's an event, like remember when Game of Thrones, they up-res for IMAX and like, hey, come watch these 2 special episodes in IMAX, for an event. Because it has to be an event at this point because people aren't just going to go out of habit. Like the normal people, like we go out of habit, but like the everyday people, the needle movers, right? You have these fans, like the film fans are kind of like the wrestling fans like us. We're always going to be there. Even when they're bad, even when we're not happy, even when we're complaining, we're still there. But the needle movers, they just move on to something else.
Well, you're going to have to retrain everybody.
Yeah.
Because everybody already has just accepted the fact that things are going to hit streaming eventually. And they don't want to spend $50 at the movies.
Yeah. And that's fair, right? It's
and then, I think that we're pretty choosy, and we go to we're fortunate in Austin to have lots of great movie theaters.
Yes, we are.
But if you're somewhere and you've just come back from there, you go to like a regular theater somewhere in Middle America, mainstream America. Folks are just on their phone the whole movie.
Oh yeah.
Folks are talking the whole movie. It's just nobody cares. No, it's. How do you stop a person from not looking at their phone for 2 hours?
No, you don't.
It's not possible.
I was, like I said, in Jersey, I was by myself most of the time in the theater. I was by myself, and you're exactly right. When you're by yourself like that and it's not Alamo, people would go to the back corner and they'd be laughing and they'd be on their phone like texting.
Yeah.
And I just kind of have to block it out and just like focus on the movie. Everybody's totally trained for that. The only one that they didn't do that on was the Shudder movie, because that kind of felt like an event, right? So the people who went there were there by design.
Which one?
Whatchamacallit, the one with on Shudder, the late night with the devil.
Oh, right.
That felt like an event, so everybody was there by design.
Yeah.
Maybe make it a Faraday cage or regular EMP pulses to stop that. But I don't know, man. It's going to be an interesting couple of years with this on how this is going to change, because we can talk about this next trailer. I think you and Mike had better subtitles for it. The Venom one really broke us, huh?
It broke what?
The Venom trailer just kind of broke our brains. Sorry. What are your you and Mike were just dual texting back and forth and giving way better subtitles than The Last Dance, which is a terrible subtitle, by the way. It's a terrible one, but then you replied with, please be over or please be the last. What was... I gotta find it now.
Just end it.
Yeah, was that what it was? Just end it already?
Yeah.
That was so good. Then it made me want to... Where is it? Yeah. Shit. I lost it. I should have had it pulled up. Oh, yeah. Venom, please let it end. Because, now we're talking about somebody who actually cares about these Marvel characters is struggling.
Yeah. I feel like the Venom trailer is mocking me. The Venom trailer is like insulting me personally. Like, you know what I mean? It's like condescending to me.
Yeah.
It's like, you like movie style content? Well, here's more of it. Watch the third movie in a series that you don't care about. That's not even the character that it's pretending to be. No. Just like a weird accident that somehow the first one was somehow just moderately enjoyable, because it was well directed and they did some fun stuff in there. But it was just a complete accident, and they've milked it for 2 more movies.
Dude,
this movie is offensive.
Yeah, if Sony had any balls, if they had any grapefruits, here's the ending that Venom should be. Similar. You start going, Tom Hardy's doing his thing. I'm sure they're gonna just hit paint by numbers. All of a sudden, maybe he breaks character, maybe he flubs a line, just like stop, wait, He's like, you know what are we doing here? And then just follow Tom Hardy going to the Sony office complaining. And like, it's funny you're talking about this. We have a meeting right now. We're talking about this. We have the rights here. I don't think we know what to do with us. I think we do know what to do with this. They hop in the car. They drive over to Marvel Studios office, and we actually watch them live. Just sign it back over. Not that I'm saying that Marvel's doing any better right now, but I would love it if that's how they ended the movie. Like that was it. We just signed over the rights live. Hide that as the secret ending that you put in there, or put it as post credits, and then just end it once and for all.
Sure.
Right? I would think that would be great.
Yeah.
Just don't tell anybody you do it, and then the next day the rags announced that, Sony has given up all live action rights back to Marvel, retains animation only.
Yeah. But that'll never happen.
No. They should. Because then I think people will appreciate the whole Hugh Grant in the 90s thing. It's like, yeah, I got with this prostitute. I think you would appreciate, we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah.
We literally don't know what we're doing.
Yeah.
But you liked Into the Spider-Verse, right? We're going to do another one of those.
Those are fine.
Yeah, I think that would be at people going in there, man. Just do that. Oh, yeah, they got Craven still, too. Like, so they're going to do this, and then they're going to do Craven, which has got bumped, like, how many times?
Yeah. I think they're waiting to see, because the dude who plays Craven, I think, is up for Bond. So I think they're waiting to see if he gets Bond. That's going to give it a boost.
Oh, yeah. And what studio was Sony looking at? What streamer was it looking to buy? Paramount? It was looking to buy a streamer.
Oh, yeah. Sony put a bid on Paramount, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that would be...
Not the stream, the whole entire thing.
All of it?
Yeah.
Wow. And that would be it, right? Sony was the last studio that didn't have a streamer.
Yeah.
Which is why QT stuck with them, right? He didn't want his film ever to be stuck like, hey, maybe we should put this on streaming.
Yeah.
So I wonder what he would do with that. Oh. But yeah, I mean, the film itself, like Venom, the first one, I think it worked in its own way, but it really still wasn't that good. It was okay. But the second one was really bad.
I couldn't get through the second one.
Yeah, that was like really bad.
The second one was its own kind of terrible.
How do you do that with Tom Hardy and Woody Harrelson? And you just kind of messed that up. So I don't even know what to expect on this one. And talk about brand confusion. They're like, wait, okay, remember how that ended where Tom Hardy's Venom was looking at Tom Holland but licking the screen, but then he got sucked into the other different universe, but a symbiote stayed behind. And now they spotted in the trailer the character Rojas from Ted Lasso, who's technically Marvel. He was in there. And yeah, what the hell's going on? Yeah. Like, people who follow this stuff, like us, we don't know what's going on. What are people who don't know what they're doing? You ever are doing your job and people are like, and you're like struggling to do your job, and then they're like, wow, how do people who don't know somebody like you do this? Like, you can be working on a computer problem, like, I wouldn't have been able to do this.
Right.
That's how it is with these movies. Like, how does somebody just kind of walk into it's like, well, that's a cool looking character, and know what the hell is even going on?
I don't know.
I mean, I've always had heat with Sony. I mean, they've been messing this up for a long time. And this was back when Marvel Studios kind of had their act together, and now they're in repair mode, so they might not even be able to take it on.
Yeah, who knows what they're going to do? Like I said, after this Deadpool Wolverine movie, who knows will there be?
And that's another one, right? That was with the subtitles you're coming in, because they're going to be making fun of the genre. And then you saw, I sent this to you guys. Sean Levy is like the front runner for the next Avengers that was called Kang Dynasty, but they're talking about over 60 heroes, like current ones and ones from the past, coming in there. 60. How the hell are you going to do that? I mean, that's the cast of thousands.
Sounds like it's going to be a real mishmash, chopped together kind of a movie. Bunch of people on green screens interacting with people who weren't there. Probably that kind of a job. Sounds terrible. Like, anything, whatever's coming after Deadpool and Wolverine, which I only want to see because of the fact of that it's coming through to sort of poke fun at this entire genre. I don't care what Marvel does. They're going to have to regain my interest.
Yeah.
The last couple of Marvel movies, I didn't even go see at the theater.
Oh, yeah, and you didn't miss anything.
So, I just think that just sounds like a horrible idea.
Well, think of this, and I was thinking about this earlier, and this is very comparable to the state that AEW's in right now with the way that they're treating their characters, their wrestlers. You have MJF. He's pretty much like, he's being billed as kind of the last hope. His character for the past few years, and I'm going to call it character, I mean, even though it's a little more of a shoot with wrestlers, right? It's who they are. His character for the last couple of years has been nothing but, this place has no idea to how it is to have me, how lucky they are. And come 2024, there's going to be the war of 2024, everybody bidding for my services. He was saying these lines before people like Jade Cargill, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, now Ethan Page, Ricky Starks is supposed to be next on the list, Brian Pillman's son. All these people were jumping ship. Now MJF comes back. Now he can't play that character because people are really leaving. For the reasons he was saying, it came true.
Yeah.
And now they're billing him as like the savior. I think it's going to be really similar with Ryan Reynolds. He's been, like you said, he's going to come in there and make fun of Marvel, but I am Marvel Jesus. But they're in a position now where that kind of stuff came true. Like people are getting burnt out on it. They now need him to save what he was about to make fun of. Don't you agree?
Well, yeah, but I mean, he's not. This is fully a spoof movie. Deadpool is a spoof character who spoofs comics.
Yeah,
that's the whole thing. So this is going to come and spoof the entire MCU, and I don't know how the MCU comes back with it. Like I said, I think this is the last movie of the current Marvel universe.
Yeah,
it ends after this. What comes next, we don't know. They're not going to stop making movies. But if after this they come with the same BS they've come for the last 4 or 5 movies, it's straight to the toilet, man. I don't care about Red Hulk or whatever's coming on with Captain America or what else do they have in Thunderbolts? Who the Thunderbolts? What? Who's gonna go see that? I just don't. Unless it's time for a reinvention of this whole thing. Things get old.
Yeah.
Things get done to death, and it's just like I think we're at a point where if these don't get reinvented, they're just going to continue to decrease in popularity.
Yeah, again, I agree. I don't know what to expect after Deadpool, and I mean you're going to get the rest of the year to think about it, and they're going to give people a breather, but they just can't come back with showing stuff from Captain America and Winter Soldier and WandaVision, bringing back these characters that was 4 years ago.
Yep.
That was 4 years ago. People there? How many people are not even going to know? Like, wait a minute, why is he Captain America?
Exactly.
Did I miss something?
Saw that show, and I'm sorry, it's unfortunate, but Anthony Mackie's not going to be a draw.
No, he's not.
He's a fine actor, but he's not going to be a draw, and he's not going to get people in the theater. And Harrison Ford's not going to be enough.
No. I don't know how to fix it.
I don't know how that movie gets over. Red Hulk, whatever, Captain America versus Red Hulk, whatever it's going to be.
Let me ask you this then. So, using the wrestling analogy again, when WWE and people were just completely like fed up with it and tired of it, and like AEW benefited from that. Is this something that James Gunn can take advantage of? And then next summer, Superman comes out and he gives something completely different and completely James Gunn-like, because he does make great films.
I don't know. He's still in the same space. He's making comic book movies, so I don't know.
Yeah.
He definitely comes at it with more of a director's type view, or an auteur or a creative filmmaker view, where I feel like Marvel has become just product, movie style content, as I call it. But like, I don't know. Again, Superman is a big hurdle, because he's probably the most boring superhero, and the original, like, you just in quality you can always trump it, but you can never ever top Christopher Reeve as Superman.
No,
I think Zack Snyder did a really good job. Took a big swing and took it in a different direction. And people had heat with that movie. I thought it was great. I thought Man of Steel was a great direction to take the whole DC universe in.
Yeah, I agree.
That all got flubbed because people were panicking about whether or not people were going to watch it, like it, yada yada. I thought it was a great start, and had they continued that direction, they might have ended up with something a little better than the mishmash of the whole thing that the DCU was. But
they already hit rock bottom.
It's a tough space, man. Like, it's more superhero movies, and I don't know. I don't know. Like, it's gonna be like, whether it's just if like people kept making zombie movies. It's a genre now, or westerns. It's a trope. It's just a genre of film now that's gonna continue. But how do we pull people back? The only way to pull people back into it is to go away for a while and then come back with something new.
Yeah,
a new take on it.
It's going to be, that was the last thing that was bringing people to the theaters, like in like sellout stuff, right? So I just thought maybe, James Gunn, but like you said, he also has some stuff going against him, because he's kind of seen a little bit as a heel for all the Henry Cavill stuff, the way it was handled, and the stuff with The Rock, and that was kind of clunky. And then he kind of came out against, the nerd culture a little bit, even though he is one himself. But the Guardians are, a standalone trilogy. If Marvel didn't exist, all three Guardians of the Galaxy films are great films.
Yeah, they stand on their own. They can have nothing to do with Marvel.
So
you could pluck them out, and they're their own movie universe.
Yeah. Can he do that? Is he going to be able to do that in Superman while the competitor is kind of on the ropes? I just
don't think they're competitors. I think they're in the same space.
Yeah.
I think they might have a rivalry. It's like they're two wrestling brands, but they're both wrestling.
Yeah.
So I don't know that you're gonna. I just don't know that he's gonna be able to. He's sitting in the same problems that Marvel's having. He's coming from a different, maybe from a lower sort of like tactical standpoint, because DCEU never really got over.
No.
But maybe he'll do something interesting with Superman and bring some people in, and people will be like, he introduces a vibe where it's like, oh, this feels refreshing. This doesn't feel like all the comic book movies I've been watching for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
This is different. Okay, I could maybe get into this. But we'll see. I mean, Superman's a tough one. Superman's a big hurdle.
Yeah,
so
we'll definitely see. Let's flip that then. Let's flip this and like scrap all that stuff. Let's not talk about like the IP stuff anymore or whatever. What if there's a theater chain that says adult, and you can't call them adult movies because people are going to think it's porn, but you know what I mean. People have been calling, like, when are they going to start making movies for adults again? What about a theater chain that just promises to show no IP content, just original movies? Could something like that get over?
Well, it depends if people are going to know that those movies exist.
Yeah.
That's why I think the streamers are going to have to be involved, because they're going to have to push people back to the theater. You're going to have to be like, okay, whatever streamer we're watching is just like, the preview that comes in between your show that you're watching is not for another streaming show, but for a movie at the theater. Hey, by the way, check this out. You from Amazon Studios, only in theaters for the first 3 months is this movie. And then they're gonna have to help get people to know about it. If people don't know these movies exist, they're not gonna go see them.
No.
Not everybody's on film Twitter. Not everybody watches reviews. Believe it or not, there are some people that just go to the theater, walk up to the front ticket booth, and they look at the photos of the movies.
Man, I remember doing that as a kid.
They just look at the photo, or they just look at the poster, and based on that information, they say, "Well, let's see this."
That's amazing. I need to meet these people.
Yeah, who are these people? But like, they're gonna have to do that, and then like, streamers are gonna have to resist the urge to put these movies on streaming immediately.
Yeah,
let them linger in the theater and like promote them. Try and make money with them.
Yes.
If every movie is based on opening weekend, no movie has a chance except the movie that advertises the most.
Right, which sucks. Dang, and that's false advertising.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm not even, like Mike says, nobody has the extra movies like before the pandemic. That is another
Exactly.
issue that's going on. Like, there's nothing worth spending the money that people are keeping an eye on right now. Like, so they're not willing to stretch. They're like, oh no, I'll wait because of that. And I don't think studios are taking that into account at all.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you have to go to a movie on a Tuesday to get that discount. But even like some of the matinees are like way more expensive than I expect.
Very expensive.
It's like, oh really? It's like, I'm still going to spend $15 on a matinee? Like, what?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a bummer. I mean, I still personally think theaters aren't going away, but they might not be in the same shape or condition or what we're used to right now.
Yeah.
I think they'll always like be the revival theaters or something, but
Yeah.
it's not. I mean, it's definitely scary times for that industry for sure. And the only ones that have the money are the ones that don't really care about the theaters. You know, the ones that are just stuck to your credit card and sucking that money once per month, and it just keeps feeding that beast. And it's up to them to decide if they want to save theaters.
Yeah.
But the power shifted to home. Remember when stuff came out at home? You call them like a B movie, or that I was like, oh man, that's going straight to video. That used to be an insult. And now it's
it was definitely a lower tier, right? It was a lower tier movie.
And now it's the norm. That's how a lot of these actors, they're still making money. That Netflix money. I mean, Netflix has the money to spend.
Yeah.
The studios aren't spending it anymore because I really don't have anybody that's, don't even get me started on Star Wars. It's just like as far as like studios knowing what to do with the products that they have, because they clearly don't.
Yeah.
Or else we wouldn't be in this shape.
Like The Acolyte. You don't even want to talk about it. It scarred you.
I mean, Did
you tell me that R2D2 is a lesbian in this?
I did not tell you. It's what the director said. The director said that.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, R2's not in it, but she said that R2 is a lesbian, and C-3PO is bisexual.
Yeah, well, we knew that.
Yeah, I thought they were robots.
Yeah. They're droids.
It's just like, talk about not knowing your audience. Like, that you just like, I don't know, and that brings up a good point. Is there a chance? I mean, we know that, there's stuff creeping around the internet that are actively trying to break, politics and try to break culture. Is there people like inside studios that like have just been sent to destroy it?
What do you mean?
Like, they're just insiders that are like, are they just trying to destroy IPs? Because this stuff is easy. I don't want to call it easy and sound cocky, but isn't it kind of like, it's kind of out, it's already there. Chair drive.
What's that?
Mike's.
I know they're not trying to destroy it. They're trying to broaden its appeal outside of 45-year-old nerds.
But then why not just make something new?
Because no one wants to take a chance on anything new. Because it's too much of a risk. The only thing that's a safe bet, or a moderately safe bet, is to try and connect something with something old. Something new with something old. So that it will be moderately recognizable. I don't know.
It's just not going to work, man. And I'll do the sports comparison again. The reason why no sports league outside of the NFL survive football, why NBA doesn't have another league, and I don't care how much money somebody from the Middle East show, because this stuff is legacy. This is stuff. The reason that I watched the Jets is because as a kid I watched my dad watch the Jets, and now Jack is growing watching Jets because he watches me watch the Jets. I mean, this stuff that's passed down. But the thing is, even though the players change, it's still the same. So if you start wanting these film legacies to get passed on, but then you're not relating to what you call the 45-year-old nerds, and they're not interested, then you're just kind of like a drop of water in the ocean, and you're going to hope somebody on TikTok actually passes this on, but you've lost legacy. So then why bother doing something old if you're not going to use the advantage that is legacy of saying we want this to be the tradition that goes on? Because you need needle movers. Like a WNBA is finally getting over because of Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
It wasn't just because, well, they got a basketball and 2 hoops and they're shooting back and forth, so you like it over here, like it there. No, so the reason people like it over here because they're talking about, you know, who's better, LeBron or Jordan. You got generational stuff that's happening that's over years and years. So you got to look at these old franchises if you're going to touch them like that. They're just like, okay, there's legacy that's there. There's no way that 12-year-old me is going to relate to something like that now like it did when I was actually 12 years old. The reason I did is because it has it plays better in my brain than it does actually in real life, like we were just talking about. That stuff just, even the stuff like, well, that really, Salem's Lot was really scarier in my head than it actually was in person. But I got people to watch it because of that legacy.
Yeah.
And so you start turning your back on that legacy. And look, it doesn't even have to be a fight on Lot. I don't have to go away mad. I can just go away. And I can take my money and use it elsewhere. And then what do you got?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to do with Star Wars. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I don't know. I feel like no one's asking for more Star Wars, and Disney just keeps shooting it at us.
I mean, is there any IPs that people that are actively asking for right now? I feel like the studio's kind of like what Vince McMahon's like, oh, you want ECW? You're going to keep chanting that, huh? All right, I'll give you ECW. Gave us ECW. People don't chant ECW anymore.
Yeah.
Because it was like, okay, you want it? You got it. Oh, never mind. We don't want it anymore. No one's asking about any of these for any of these IPs.
Star Wars versus RoboCop, perfect. RoboCop versus anything is a great idea.
The RoboCop versus RoboCop V.
But you bring up a good point. Is anybody asking for more IP content? Is anybody saying like, give me more of this IP? I
don't think so. I think the studios have Vince McMahoned it, and people are not really even asking for any more. And people who do go watch it are out of morbid curiosity or habit, but not for like genuine excitement. I don't think that happens anymore.
Yeah.
I didn't even know. Did you know that they were doing a remake of Time Bandits?
No.
Yeah. Just like where did that come from?
I don't even know what to think of that. It's
heel IPs. That's basically what it is. Yeah, I don't know. And guess who's in Time Bandits? Lisa Kudrow. And I think it's going to be a series. Phoebe.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. It's like I don't want it.
I mean, I remember wanting History of the World Part 2, back when I watched History of the World Part 1, and I keep going back and forgetting that it exists already, and I keep trying to watch it in Hulu, and I keep forgetting about it. And I start watching it, and then I'm like, does this still work?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, did I really want Hitler on Ice? Oh, okay, now you got it. It's like, man, why do you keep giving me what I say I want? I don't know if I really want it anymore. Mike is right. I can't think, and I'm with him too. I can't think of one IP to be excited for right now. Think of anything.
Nothing. Not one single thing.
Yeah, they killed it.
The thing is, right now we're trapped in the system. Studios are trapped in the system, and the people who make decisions about what gets made are like Harvard analysts. You know what I mean? We need, and I've been thinking about this. We need to go dig up the corpse and reanimate Robert Evans. We need him back
Ready.
to run a movie studio because We need people. We need folks in charge that understand, that actually enjoy watching movies and go to the movies.
Yeah.
Nobody who makes movies goes to the movies. Nobody who decides what movies get made goes to the theater, pays $10 or whatever, stands in line for popcorn, sits down, and has people talk on their phone while they try to watch whatever movie. They're not involved in the experience. It's all product. It's all movie style content. So like you bring back Robert Evans, someone who's gonna say, okay, studio heads, how much money do we have for films this year? What's our budget? And I think it's just, and that's a whole story. But I think I don't know that studios sit down and say, this is how much money we have for the year. Do they do that? I don't think they do.
I don't think they do.
I think someone at the head of the table, or someone trusted like Robert Evans' reanimated corpse, should be put in charge and say, look, we have this much money. I'm taking pitches, directors out there, filmmakers, young people, YouTubers, folks who want to make movies. I'm open for pitches. It's going to be like American Idol. Come, throw me your pitches, show me what you got, show me your scripts. And I'm going to take all this and I'm going to use the $500 million that we had in the budget to make 2 movies. And I'm going to spread that over, 20, 30 movies. Oh, man. And I'm going to let people make some smaller movies, take some chances. And, you make a movie for $5 million and it ends up making 80, that's a good deal. You know what I mean?
Man,
Get some new things, break some new IPs, create some new movie genre trilogies, whatever. Because if you don't do that, what are you doing? You're just stuck in the cycle of having to spend $250 million to make a movie and then another 250 to get people to come see it. And your movie has to make $1.5 billion to make a profit. We need people that are ready to take chances and try and crank out some new stuff.
Dude, Bob Evans, man. Oh, so good. And he had no data sources. He just went with his gut.
He just went with his gut.
Yeah, because he enjoyed watching movies.
And the thing is, that going with your gut, if you have a good gut.
Yeah.
If you have a shitty gut, do not go with your gut.
Yeah, if you got a gross gut.
Go with facts. But there's people that actually do have good guts.
Yeah.
And those people are invaluable. I was watching Manhunter the other day. Remember Manhunter?
Oh, yeah.
I was watching Manhunter, and Lucha Lati is big on crime procedurals. She watches crime procedurals all the time.
Oof.
And just it's just whatever. It's comfort food.
Yeah,
right?
it's exactly.
But we were watching Manhunter, and we kept commenting, they don't use any science to solve this at all. No computers, and it's just William Peterson goes into the murder scene and thinks.
Yeah.
And he looks at the blood on the wall and thinks. And that's just wow. What an interesting way to solve a crime. There's no DNA evidence. There's no anything. There's no computers. There's nothing. You can't do anything but that. He just looks at the blood splatter and thinks. What a novel idea.
Dude.
We need to get back to that.
That's and I can vouch for that. I mean, my dad was a detective for 23 years. We had 0 computers in the house, and at work he had a typewriter.
Yep.
That's all we had.
Yeah, and your dad had to solve crimes by thinking.
Yeah.
That's
how we figured it out. They don't have those people that, and you know why he never wanted to move up? Because he's like, I enjoy trying to solve these puzzles. I enjoy trying to solve these cases. I don't want to do paperwork. I want to just go in there and try to figure things out. Because he just had to enjoy it.
Yeah.
He on a level, he enjoyed it. I think, he's a fictional character, but he has to be based on someone. Marv, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He went in there, he got his bourbon, and he sat there and he watched the movie.
Schwartz.
Yeah, Marvin Schwartz.
Oh, that's my favorite character.
Oh, man. He was another one. He enjoyed watching the movie, and then his gut's like, oh, this guy would be great if he did this. Think about that. We do that all the time. Mike does that. We all do that. It's like, wouldn't it be great if? And that's what we're using logic and our gut and our instinct to do that, but they just don't do that, man.
Yeah. No, and now it's even more reliant on AIs and algorithms. And that stuff's just not...
And yeah, Mike said better pedigree and networking, and it's all bullshit, man.
Yep. But if we had... I just think we need those types of figureheads to come back
Oh man, yeah.
Folks who understand what they're doing and just just think,
Yeah.
and think, and it's just like, folks haven't seen this kind of a movie in a while. There's something here to folks to gravitate to. I don't know. We're gonna have to break the cycle. Until we get out of the cycle, we're doomed. Anyway, yeah.
Like say Don Cheadle's AIG rhythm was a profit
For sure.
Yeah. I don't know. Like you said, I don't know how you break the cycle's gonna end up breaking because the houses that show these movies are breaking.
Yeah.
These people look, we can't sell enough popcorn to stay in business. If the best theater chain, like you said, in the country is struggling, that is a sign that people need to, as Hollywood as a whole needs to get together and not saying, well, I guess that's dead. Let's be like Locust and just move on to the other thing. No, let's figure out how to repair this. And I think what you said is a great idea. One movie with a huge budget versus 10 movies in that budget, you're going to get more hits. It's basic. That's math, man.
Yeah.
It's like what are the odds that all 10 are going to be shit?
Yeah, and then you analyze these movies, you get them made, then you figure out how to market them, not these things that you're marketing before they even exist.
Oh man, remember Project Greenlight? And that didn't even seem like that was that long ago.
Yeah.
And the whole thing, they were just like, hey man, I think you really need to consider giving this a theatrical run. Like, they're not using any data points, or people are afraid to take chances, man.
Yeah.
Oh, merchandising too. Yeah, the studios survive on merchandise, and they'll have to change before they change.
And that's the thing. He's like, if you want merchandise for a movie, you have to make it year or 2 years before the movie comes out. So
yeah, if you want to make it profitable,
it's not like that's not a thing. You have to have that stuff ready.
And even that's getting harder. I mean, there's tons of merchandise out there that you'd love to get, but sometimes you can't even keep up.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep up.
I'm already running out of room for popcorn buckets.
And you got more coming.
Yeah.
Did you see the Toxic Avenger popcorn bucket?
Was that a real thing?
I don't know if that was a shoot or not.
I don't know. Yeah, I did see it.
But yeah, we'll how about as our own, and then we can end on this to kind of put our money where our mouth is. Let's just go see The Watchers this weekend. Not a big budget. I guess, do you consider M. Night Shyamalan an IP? It's his daughter though, and he's just gonna he's helping her make her first movie.
What about it?
The Watchers. Just go see that, and not Bad Boys for Life.
I probably won't see either one. Maybe I'll see The Watchers. I don't know.
I haven't seen anything that she's done. I don't know.
I don't think. They just had she was just at Alamo South Lamar here. They did a screening.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't advertised. I would have tried to maybe go, but she was there to introduce the movie. I don't know. I'm not really a fan of the trailer. I'm not a huge fan of the Shyamalan brand outside of the first 3 movies. I thought those were great. I don't know. I don't know if I want to see Watchers.
What appeals to me a little bit about it is not entirely knowing what it's about. Like, trying to explain what it's about. It's like, I don't know, there's 4 people in a room and they're just kind of looking at something. They're watching something.
Yeah. Maybe I'll see it. Maybe if it gets some buzz. I mean, not that I rely
Knock at the Cabin was good.
Reviews. Knock at the Cabin was pretty good. I think it was about 2/3 good. Dave Bautista really sold me on that movie, though.
Yeah, he was fantastic.
But it was okay. I don't know. It's not. I don't know. The Shyamalan sort of gimmick has sort of come and gone and played through and looped around, and I don't know. And then he's got the other one. What's the other one coming out?
That's based on a true story. Trap.
A true story?
Yeah.
How so?
See, apparently they tried to trap this murderer by. They knew that he was going to show up at this concert, so they set a trap. I have to read about it. But I read somewhere that it's based on true events. And I know that could be gimmicked and that could be a complete work.
Well, there's something weird going on with that movie because of the way it's positioned already is like a brand new experience from the world of M. Night Shyamalan. What does that mean?
Yeah, that's a good question.
What
I don't
is
know.
a new experience from the world of M. Night Shyamalan? I don't know. So is it going to tie into other movies? And I don't know.
I do have to say that I think part of part of his back. I think in the world of M. Night Shyamalan, the Joe Rogan interview that you showed me is part of that.
Which one?
When he started turning old and he's trying to convince his guests that he went to that beach that turns people old, and then he was slowly getting older as he was talking about it. Didn't you show me that?
No, I didn't say that. I don't know what you're talking about.
He's like, yeah, I went to that beach where it makes you old. And like, no, you didn't. It's like, yeah, look, I'm getting older. And he just started slowly aging.
I didn't see that.
That should be part of it.
Yeah, Trap is another one where I'm just kind of like, what is this again? Like,
Yeah, I'm not sure when that's. I feel like that's a fall release.
and I didn't realize this at first, but I saw the trailer again, and it's what's Josh Hartnett? Josh Hartnett.
Yeah, he's getting a revival,
He's
man.
the killer.
Yeah, they kind of gave that away.
They very much straightforward gave it away.
Yeah.
So that's the premise of the movie.
Yeah,
So it's starting from a weird position. I don't know. I'm more likely to see that than The Watchers. I even hate the title, The Watchers.
The Watchers. It sounds like a movie you've seen before, so
Yeah,
the title's not great.
Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely gonna see it. He's kind of won me over after The Visit, and I've pretty much seen everything that he's made after The Visit.
I thought Glass was so disappointing that
Hurt. That one
was
hurt.
Just such a waste. That could have been great.
Yeah.
I don't know what. I guess. Well, I mean, he self-finances all his movies now, so they're on pretty moderate budgets. But that one just felt like such a loss.
Yeah, no, that was a huge loss. That was a bummer for sure. But I mean, I enjoyed The Visit. I enjoyed Old.
Yeah. You know what's funny?
Not
I
gonna-
saw that at some random theater in a suburb of Houston. I can't recall. It was out in what was it? I don't know what. I forget the name of the city. Happened to be there for whatever reason. We went to the theater to see Glass, and I'd never seen this in a theater before. But like you go to certain theaters. I think it's AMC. I don't know if other ones do it, but you got your own popcorn butter squirter.
Oh yeah.
Right? You go up to the thing and you can squirt your own butter and load it up with as much butter as you want. You don't have to hassle the popcorn guys. Like, can you put some in the middle? But like this theater had that, and right next to that, it had a nacho cheese squirter.
Oh god.
So you could load up your own nachos.
Oh, forget it.
I was like, whoa. Yeah, forget it. Forget it. Why is this going on? And I've never seen that anywhere else. That was what I remember most about seeing Glass.
That's very telling.
Yeah.
It's just like the small, and then you got freaking medium, and then just fill it with cheese.
Yeah.
Maybe movies need to include an all-you-can-eat buffet.
No, I don't think so. Just, I mean,
All-you-can-eat cheese.
You don't need all that. I mean, you can stick with movie snacks and whatever. I mean, I'm okay with beers or whatever. But
I would honestly say though, I would think it's a very small majority that actually enjoys food at the movies. I think that's small. There's more people that are like, it's just too much. I just want popcorn.
yeah,
Some people think it's too much. I enjoy it, but I'd like to get there early and eat it and not have to worry about it during the movie.
yeah. I mean, I can go either way. I think both have their place. You don't need to cut it out. But I mean, I don't know. I think an all-you-can-eat buffet is probably a little over the top.
Just keep raising the flag like you're at Poncho's.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, if there was some sort of collaboration between studios and exhibitors, they wouldn't have to charge so much for the snacks.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They wouldn't have to. We wouldn't have to pay $10 for popcorn.
What a goodwill gesture that would be if somebody reached across the aisle and like, the whole history of popcorn being super expensive movies, that's no more.
Yeah.
We fixed that. Now come here and you can fill up this whole bucket for $1.
Right.
And win people over.
Yeah, and we'll
and then
have-
they would go see M. Night Shyamalan versus RoboCop.
Right. If they added the nacho cheese squirter, I'd be for that.
All you can cheese?
All you can cheese, man.
All you can cheese is a hell of a gimmick.
That's a good deal. That's a good deal.
All right, dude. I think we're wrap on all you can cheese. I think
We're gonna wrap on all you can cheese.
yeah, we should wrap on all you can cheese.
Okay.
But But yeah, I'm going to tell you about Watchers because I am going to go see it.
Yeah. I may go see it. I don't know. Might get a win. There's not much.
Well, you still, I mean, you have that very appealing membership thing, which I think more theaters need to do. I need a theater that's close to me to actually do it.
Yeah.
But man, when I was that was the only thing that was good about the Jersey movie experience. Is like it was walking distance from the house, and I went there every day. And just like they knew I was back, and they knew I was going to buy their discounted popcorn, and I was going to see the same movie I just saw.
Yeah.
Because I was going to be by myself. It was just like, what's not to like?
Yeah.
I am okay with being a solo moviegoer, but I do feel for the families that are like, I got to bring 5 kids to the movie. There's no way I'm going to go see that. So I do.
Tough.
That is really tough too. But
maybe they should do a family ticket.
They should.
I mean, that would be good.
Right? Because I used to have to hide in the back seat for the drive-in ticket. Like,
Yeah.
be proud. Like, no, sit in that seat. We're just going to charge you for the car.
Yeah. Yeah, charges for the car. That'd be solid.
Do something to help the families and help the people during some hard financial times.
And stop fighting studios. Stop fighting the exhibitors. Understand that you need them to give your movies credibility.
You do.
Otherwise, no one's going to care.
100%, man.
That's true.
Like the film camps that they let you go in the summer. So, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man. We'll see you guys next time. Later.